For anyone who's ever tried to learn Spanish, there are these 4 verbs that just feel like gatekeepers. They're everywhere, they are totally irregular, and they honestly feel like they were designed just to trip you up. But what if they're not gates at all? What if they're actually a set of keys?
What if the most confusing, frustrating part of the language was actually hiding a secret pattern, a code that once you crack it, could unlock your fluency in the past, the present, and the future? Well, that's exactly the mystery we're going to solve today. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories like this, please follow the channel and share this video. It genuinely helps this page grow and allows me to create more stories for you. All right, the investigation begins now.
So our investigation starts with 4 main suspects. You see them in almost every single Spanish conversation, and their behavior is, let's say, notoriously unpredictable. Here they are: ir, ser, tener, and estar. Now, in English, we think of them as to go, to have, and to be. But did you spot the problem? English has 1 to be. Spanish has 2 of them, ser and estar. This right here is where all the confusion starts, but it's also where our very first clue is hiding.
So what's the difference? Well, here's the crucial thing you need to remember. Ser is for the permanent stuff, the essential characteristics of something. Think, I am tall, yo soy alto. But estar, that's for the temporary things, for states and locations. Like, I am tired, yo estoy cansado. So one describes what you are, and the other describes how or where you are. Just keep that distinction in your back pocket.
Okay, so any good detective will tell you to look into the past. And when we start digging into the history of our 4 suspects, something really remarkable starts to appear. A pattern that actually simplifies everything.
So let's pull the case files. If these verbs are as chaotic as they seem, their history should be a total mess, right? Full of contradictions. But what if they're not? What if the past holds the whole key? First up, the verb ir, which means to go. In the past tense, I went is yo fui. You went is tú fuiste. He went is él fue. Take a really good look at this. Try to burn its shape into your memory. Now let's pull the file for ser, to be. To say I was, you'd say yo fui. To say you were, tú fuiste. He was, él fue. Wait a minute.
Look at that. They are absolutely identical. 2 of the most important, most irregular verbs in the entire language share the exact same past tense. The context of the sentence is all you need to know if someone went somewhere or was something. This isn't a complication, you guys. This is a 2-for-1 deal.
And this just shows a kind of hidden elegance, right? The source for this whole explainer calls this a beauty that you rarely encounter in the language, a perfect repetition right where you'd expect total chaos. So that's one piece of the code cracked, but there's more.
Okay, let's look at our other 2 suspects. Tener, to have, and estar, our other to be. Their past tenses, tuve and estuve, look almost the same. In fact, if you learn the past tense for tener, you pretty much automatically know the past tense for estar. All you do is add s to the beginning. So tuve becomes estuve. Tuviste becomes estuviste. It's another hidden pattern, another perfect little shortcut.
So we've found these amazing shortcuts hiding in the past. But the biggest secret, the master key that really unlocks Spanish, well, it isn't about the past at all. It's about the future.
What if I told you that by mastering the present tense of just one of these verbs, you could talk about the future for any verb in the entire language? I know, it sounds too good to be true.
It really is this simple. First, you just take the present tense of ir, our verb to go, voy, vas, va. Then you add the little word a, and after that, you can add any verb you can possibly think of in its original infinitive form, to eat, to speak, to live. So, voy a comer, I'm going to eat. Vas a hablar, you are going to speak. It's that easy.
This is the ultimate cheat code. Seriously, you don't need to learn hundreds of complex future tense conjugations just to start having a conversation. You just need to know the present tense of ir. This one verb becomes the little engine that lets you express all of your future plans for any action you want to take.
So, the code is cracked. The verbs that seemed like these impossible obstacles were actually hiding the mat for us the entire time. Once you see the patterns, the language becomes so much simpler.
Let's just review the evidence one last time. In the past tense, IR and SER are identical twins, and tener gives you the blueprint for estar. Just add a little s prefix. Then, for the future, the present tense of ir is your master key that unlocks every other verb. See? These aren't 4 problems you have to memorize, they are 3 elegant solutions to learn.
Those gatekeepers, they were never actually there to lock you out. Turns out they were holding the keys for you all along. So the question isn't how to get past them anymore. The real question is, now that you have the keys, what doors are you going to open? What story will you tell? If this story moved you or made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and follow the channel for more stories like this.